promotion. So Instagram gives you the ability to be able to post video and photos. So again, the videos there are 15-second videos, but you might think of ways to create a powerful 15-second kind of promo video. The videos that you want to get there, you can embed into a blog post. You can embed into other stuff. So think about that. Vine is another great tool, but those videos are like 6 seconds long. NewsL is a way to set up an actual profile, and you can track people within your network anytime they're in the news. And so again, it might be something great to happen to someone within the network. It might be an opportunity for you to do business with them. And so again, it can track people within the social network. You can download another app called Mention. So anytime you're mentioned in any blog post or online or any social network, based upon keywords that you put in there, you're able to do social mention is the same way. Google Alerts, you can set up keywords, email. So again, not only is it promotion, but it allows you to be able to manage who you are. Some payment tools, and I believe MBO has some as well. People are pretty familiar with Kickstarter, GoFundMe. These are ways to be able to set up crowdfunding things where you can actually set things up, and then you can look to raise money. The rules are changing in this space, so we kind of need to take a look at some of those. PayPal, Square, these are other mobile payment tools where you're able to take payments on the go. The other great thing about these tools is that also too, you're developing an email list, because every single person that makes the payment, they're required to put an email address in it. So again, that's part of those are customers who have actually opted in, and so now you have them as a part of your database. Eventbrite is another powerful tool. So again, these are some really cool tools. And again, I just gave just a quick snapshot of some tools to be able to use. If you have events, Eventbrite is a great tool. Even if you don't charge, it's a great way for you to be able to capture email addresses. So if people are coming, you still want to capture email addresses, and you don't want to have to depend upon them writing it down when they get there on a sheet of paper. So again, a great tool that you can kind of manage from that particular standpoint. This is a screenshot of my iPad that has a few of the apps that we've actually talked about, and there's some other ones on there in terms of managing Google Plus, Twitter, those kind of things. So again, just want to give you a quick snapshot of what that looks like. We have about 3 more minutes, so I'm going to run through these next few slides, and then we're going to open up the floor for discussion. So I hope you're finding the information that we're sharing useful, and that you'll be able to get a lot of homework assignments from it. So Digital Hub. So again, when someone goes online and they take a look at you, so this is a look at what I look like on an iPad. This is what I look like on a smartphone, and so it looks consistent, right? So again, you want to think about that. You want to think about your photos. That becomes important. You want to think about the consistency when people are going to make a decision. This is my business card. So now I'm drawing that connection from the picture that they see online to actual handles, the actual .com that I have that people can look for, the email addresses. I can take them back to a Google Plus account. So again, not only does this information live online, the first piece of collateral material that most people will have is the business card. So I believe in investing in the business card and making sure that it properly represents who you are. That becomes very important. We're going to run through these. We only have a couple more minutes. Creating a brand footprint. So we're going to think about 3 things: location, location, location. Typically, those relate back to real estate, but we want to look at it as a person. You want to own mental real estate. All the stuff we talked about, you want to be the only solution in the mind of your end customer. So think of that. Digital real estate. You want to figure out what channels you want to be in. And then you want to be consistent, and you want to own your identity. You want to own the .com. You want to secure the other social network URL so you can be as consistent as possible across those channels for you as a personal brand and also for you as a business brand. Geographical real estate. You want to be the go-to person in your market. In every single market, there are different people that the local news will bring on. And so again, you want to be one of those people. Here's an example of me. So I had a chance to be part of a CNN documentary in Philadelphia, where there were 8 entrepreneurs selected from around the nation, and I was one of them. And so I had a chance to be a part of a groundbreaking piece. And what I tell people is that they put the smartest people next to Soledad. That's the reason why I'm right to her left. But but this came from people seeing value in some of the other stuff that I do. Again, this is an experience economy, so all the stuff that people are doing, all the stuff that you're doing online, people have the ability to be able to experience who you are and connect with you in terms of you being more efficient and productive, and also to you being able to engage your end customer. And at the very end of the day, you're running your business from your pocket. And so again, I want you to think about all the stuff that we said today. You should be able to manage your business literally from your pocket. So your smartphone has the ability to be able to send notifications and for you to be able to make the types of connections that you need to be able to make. So again, different points to think about. We're at 1:45 now, so I know we want to open up the floor for the questions, and I believe those will come through Jonathan. So I guess we'll go to the questions now.
Hodge, thanks very much. I've got a question here. First of all, that's a tremendous amount of information, and anyone who's spent any time at all online trying to find, resources, there's a huge abundance of them. Particularly, we look at that infographic slide that you had on the number of accounts that's created is truly overwhelming. Some people are very comfortable with that wide range of sources and resources. However, some people are more kind of green in this area. What's the right starting point for people who, may not be used to that much, that many media outlets? What would you suggest someone starts with?
So the first thing I believe is that I would definitely start with the digital real estate that I actually want to own. So I would make sure that I own the .com, even if I wasn't posting or actually hosting an actual site. I would make sure that I started there. And even if you didn't want to get into a lot of web development, you could still forward those actual .coms to maybe a LinkedIn page or something else that kind of generates. So I believe every single business professional, it's mandatory that you're in LinkedIn. I would, no question, make sure that I have a profile there. Then I would look at, I would look at the privacy settings for the other channels. For me, Facebook is more personal, even though my page is wide open because of what I do. So I would say, for me, LinkedIn would be the number one. I would make sure they had a profile. I would make sure that there weren't things that were giving out my personal business address and those kind of things. So I would make sure that I had a presence there. And I found Twitter to be an extremely valuable tool. So I think it kind of depends, if you're someone that, that maybe if you're doing presentations, I would say, having video content in YouTube and maybe SlideShare will be important so that people could see presentations and they can see your ability to be able to communicate. And then I would look at maybe a photo sharing one if there was some value there. But I would say, first of all, the .com, LinkedIn, for sure. And if Twitter made sense, I would maybe set up a profile just so I could just start to do some searches on what other people are doing. So I probably would start there as my main one.
Now, in terms of getting domain names, I know a number of people purchase a number of domain names that they may not be using today and hold those for a few years while their ideas percolate. Do you think that's a recommended approach to hold on to real estate? And if so, what's the right approach there?
Yeah, I think one thing to think about is that you have to realize that you're not the only person that's going to have that idea. So so again, you might come up with a really great name, and someone else is probably thinking about the same thing. So I would try to secure those. The other side of it is that you can own the .com, and if you don't do anything with it, someone else can come up with something similar, and they can own the conversation. So again, you might have the actual .com for freedom.com, whatever it is, And if someone else comes up with freedom.us, and then they own the whole conversation online, and even though you own it, it still might be hard to find you in search because someone else is more active. But again, if you have an idea, I would definitely, but you have to be careful because then you could go and own 12 or 13 different options for that same name. And so again, you have to determine how much money you want to spend. You know, if you want to get the .com, .info, .me, .us. And so, again, you have to figure out what you want to do so you don't spend all your money just owning .com.
Sure.
But, again, if I had an idea, I probably would want to go secure it because, again, for $8.99 or whatever this 1 year at least, I know at least I own it and I can make decisions, and I'd rather be in that position versus not owning it and then someone else gets it.
Sure.